Hey guys, welcome back to another Mythic Legions review. We're continuing with the Deluxe Legion Builder wave today, this time checking out the Dwarf Legion Builder. On the back we have new artwork for this wave, with a few paragraphs on the lore of Mythic Legions. On the side we have small pictures of all the figures in this wave. On the side of the box we have the figure's name, as well as two photos of the figure. Normally this is where the character lore would be, but being a Legion Builder, these are nameless soldiers with no history. On the other side of the box, we do have the insignia for the army of Leodicius that this character belongs to. Mythic Legions all come in collector-friendly packaging, allowing you to remove the figure without having to tear anything open, and can be used for storing the figure. This nameless dwarf builder is from the Deluxe Legion Builder wave. Legion Builders have no lore or bio, other than what factions they represent, and this dwarf is from the army of Leodicius, the military branch of Mythos that defends against the forces of Erethyr. These figures come with little to no paint or effects. While they're plain in appearance, they are sold at a lower price. They are made for customizers, kit bashers, or collectors who want to display a massive amount of figures without spending too much. Let's check out the details. We have a large bronze helmet with many decorative patterns sculpted into it, and two large eye holes for vision. The braided black beard comes out of the helmet, with a light dry brush highlighting the strands of hair detailed into the sculpting. The two large sockets at the top of the helmet will be covered up later in this review with accessories. The braided beard twists into three large strands, with golden bands towards the edges ending in small lashes of hair. On the back of the helmet we have the detailed patterns that wrap all the way around, with another two bands with rivets dotted in a row. We have a new style of chest, large sections of plate stacked over each other in a downwards point, with rivets at the side and center. The second section has two large plates stacked over each other pointing upward. A few large scratches can be seen sculpted into the armor as well. On the back the design repeats from the front with the flat surface. The standard back sockets are here as well, with the two shoulder sockets being covered up later in the review. Small stacked layers of armor with a pattern running down the center are used on the shoulder. For the gauntlets we use the standard dwarven style armor here, thick plates of armor stacked on top of each other with the chevron pattern down the center. A large belt buckle is resting on the belt with a decorative orb at the center. Here is where we can notice the lack of paint the most, as underneath the buckle we can see the fur in the same color as the rest of the metal parts on the belt. Hanging underneath the belt we have blue leather straps layered over each other with metal studs remaining unpainted. More large plates hang down from the side of the belt attached to the belt by a large decorative plate. The armor here has a few large scratches in the sculpt. Here we can get a better look at the cracked leather belt and fur that holds up the belt. The small plate of armor that protects the back is detailed with more small scratches. Underneath the belt we can see the heavy armored thighs. A small bit of chainmail transitions into large plates of armor with more of those chevron design at the center. Large flat plates of armor covers up the legs using the standard dwarf armor that we have seen before. We wrap up the detail of the figure with the boots. The dwarven style boots have large layers of plate armor with a large spike at the front and back. Let's check out the articulation. The dwarf neck joint rotates side to side, and the ball joint on it allows it to rotate, but the beard will hinder motion. Shoulders that open and rotate. Elbows that bend inward and rotate. Rotation at the forearm. Wrists that bend up and down and rotate. A ball joint at the waist that's mostly blocked by the thick belt. Legs that open, hindered by the armor, and bend forward and back. Rotation at the thigh. Knees that bend back and rotate. Ankles that rotate and bend up and down. And the foot that twists side to side. Let's see what accessories we get. First thing is that the dwarf uses the neck extender that pushes the head forward a bit. This joint is especially useful for bearded heads. While the peg is shorter, both the helmet and the neck both fit 1.0 style parts. We get a pair of bone colored horns with a bit of texture in the sculpting. The horns easily peg into the sockets on the helmet and can be rotated for alternate positions. We get a pair of unpainted knight style shoulder armor. To install them, you simply match the peg with the socket on the back. The armor can be rotated up for better shoulder range. We get a large bronze warhammer with a claw headpiece that attaches to the open socket. A wooden style shield with a cross with a 2.0 style grip on the back. A bronze knight style axe with a decorative pattern on the blade. And we finish the accessories with the brown belt made to fit the larger 1.0 bodies. The Deluxe Dwarf Legion builder definitely has some value to this figure. While most Legion builders in this wave have little to no paint, this figure has had a few key parts painted, giving him some uniqueness. The mix and matching of older parts with the new are definitely noticeable here, as the new parts like the helmet have some finely detailed patterns in the sculpting compared to the older arms and legs of the figure. Although the figure is mostly comprised of newer parts, so it's definitely a great selection for kit bashing together figures. The usual loadout is here for this figure. 3 weapons, shoulder armor, and a belt makes this an ideal figure for those who want to start getting into Mythic Legions. The one-handed battle axe is from the 2.0 style of weapons, so it's great to see it in a Legion builder where we are used to the normal swords and axes. One thing to note is that while we are using a new chest style and the skirt, we are still using the bulky dwarf style arms and legs, restricting articulation, especially the more armor you attach to the figure. The lack of paint on this figure is definitely noticeable on the belt, especially when different types of materials are used together. The steel colored fur is something that you'll want to touch up with some paint. The Legion Builder series has been a great benefit for customizers, as this is a great way to get newer, more detailed parts for customizing. The Deluxe Dwarf Legion Builder is a great blend of new and older parts, and the head sculpt is one of the best helmets that has been released recently. So if you're looking to bulk up your Dwarven army, or just want some really solid helmets, at the Legion Builder price, this is definitely a great figure to pick up a few. Alright guys, that's it for this review. More reviews are coming up soon, so check out my other videos, leave a comment or a like while you wait.